There's a great website called Creative Meadow. I'll put a link to it in the video description below. They do have a paid option here, but I'm not going to be talking about that in this video. I'm just using them here for the free SVG files. It's right here on the top. There's a menu right here, and if you click on it, it'll take you to some free SVG files. And here we can see there's about 30 or so SVG files. They're in really good shape. They're really high quality. When you click on one, you can see it's quite high quality. You do have to create an account and then log in to download it, but it's completely free. And I just wanted to share that with you. Now, the question becomes, what do you do with these free SVG files? How can you use them to your advantage and make some sales in print on demand? So in this video, I've also got 3 tips that you can use, 3 strategies to help you make sales using free SVG files, either on this website or any website that you stumble across. Free stuff is always good. Let's jump in. I did want to point out that you don't have to download the SVG file. When you go to the download page, you'll see these options here, select file to download. So you could download a PNG file, for example, and that has a transparent background. And that works really good if you're in Photoshop or Affinity Photo, for example. Strategy number 1 is to put some text inside the design. So here I've downloaded the skull design. I'm going to make a t-shirt design now. I'm in Photoshop. I've got an ancient old version of Photoshop, and I'm going to just simply add a layer. And then I'm going to click on my text tool and I'm going to type in some text. So if I was making a disc plate, for example, or a t-shirt design, fine art print, this would be a very simple way that I could have some fun with the design. You can have all sorts of fun with these designs. You can put in different backgrounds, different colors. You can really make the designs pop. Be creative. Just because you have one element that's free doesn't mean you can't make a high quality design. And sometimes simple really is better. Technique number 2 is to put an image inside of another image. Here I've got my Minotaur SVG file. I really like the way this looks, but I'm actually going to put another image inside of the Minotaur image. And here we can see I've got a landscape of a forest at night with the moon. That's going to be my design. I just got this from Pixabay, which is a royalty-free website. Now I'm using Photoshop here, but you could do this in Affinity Photo or even Inkscape, for example. It's a pretty common technique called a layer mask. I'm going to put this over top of my image. I'm going to select both layers and I'm going to execute a layer mask just like that. So I can move this around. I like having the moon on the eye. I think that looks really cool. And that could be a really good looking t-shirt design, for example. It's very simple, but the shape of the design is dictated by the SVG file. Technique number 3 is to manipulate the image or a couple images. So here I've got my pumpkin that I've downloaded and I'm going to make him tiny. So I'm going to shrink him down. And then I've also got my Minotaur from earlier. And I'm going to move my Minotaur so he's kind of centered there in the middle. Now I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase out part of the head. And that leaves me now with Scary Pumpkin Man. And very quickly we can see that I've made kind of a goofy looking image, but it could be fun for Halloween. And this is effective if you're making funny designs, for example. It doesn't need to be a high piece of art where you're spending hours and hours on it. You can simply take 2 good looking vectors and just combine them, manipulate them, chop off their head, do what you need to do to make it look decent in order for you to get your message across. I hope you found this video helpful. Lots of free stuff on this website called Creative Meadow. And if you sign up on the website like I have, you get newsletters once in a while and they'll offer flash sales where they'll offer free items for 1 day. So again, it's up to you if you want to sign up for another newsletter. I know we got lots going on in our lives, but it could be worth it to get a pack that normally costs money and you could get something here for free. I love free. Hopefully you found this helpful. Here's another video on how you can have some fun in the world of graphic design.